So the first phrase that you hear at the beginning of the solo is what he uses to construct the entire solo. Hey there people, how are we all doing? I'm Ryan Wyatt, this is High Point Music. Today we're going to be breaking down Hendrix's solo from Hey Joe. I'm going to show you people why it's so cool and what you can learn from it. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I really love about this solo is he's using one scale and one melodic idea to construct the entire solo. So a real exercise in minimalism. The scale that he's using is the E minor pentatonic scale. So we can agree pure pentatonic there. Now this is a very intelligent scale choice because the E minor pentatonic scale works perfectly over C major, G major, D major, A7, and then E7, which are all of the chords that make up the chord progression of the song. The next point we're going to look at is how he's using one strong musical idea to construct the entire solo. So the first phrase that you hear at the beginning of the solo is what he uses to construct the entire solo. I'm going to show you how that works. So after the first statement of that idea, he's creating a variation on it, which is... And then he creates a brief pentatonic fill before setting up for the third statement of that idea. So at this point here, he's inserting a contrasting phrase to resolve it before inserting that pentatonic fill from before. So what he's actually doing here is using a very simple but effective phrasing technique where he's stating a strong melodic idea, creating two variations on it, and then a contrasting phrase to resolve the idea. So speaking of contrasting and resolving phrases, let's have a look at what might have been influencing Hendrix to resolve these variations in the very particular way that he did. So the first phrase we've got here, okay, starting off there, starts on the C major chord and the G major chord is playing behind it. So I'll just sing that phrase over the top of it. Do, da, ba, da, do, da, do. That note, do, is resolving to is a G over a G major chord. Moving on to the second phrase. Okay, so the chords we've got are D, A7 and E7. So do, da, ba, da, do, da, doom, boom, boom, boom. The note he's resolving to there, E over the E7. Notice there's a pattern forming. Okay, next phrase he's using, we got very, very similar to the first phrase because it's resolving on the G as well. And no surprise, the chords are C major and G. So you people can see here there's a very clear pattern regardless of whether it was conscious or it just felt good in the studio. Whatever chord he's finishing his phrase on, he's finishing that phrase with the root note of that chord. Okay, let's wrap this one up, people. So point number one, he's using a very intelligent scale choice of an E minor pentatonic scale which works perfectly across the entire chord progression. Point number two is he's using nice, simple and effective phrasing techniques by building the entire solo around one strong musical idea. And then point number three, he's resolving all of his phrases to the root note of the chord that he's playing over at the time. So people, I've dropped a link to a backing track of Hey Joe in the description below. If you want to practice these ideas, head over and check them out. If you have any questions, comments or requests about this video or future content, hit me up in the comment section. Happy to continue that conversation there. I look forward to seeing you all in future videos. Thanks for watching.